Hello and welcome to another fly tying session with your host Scott. In this session we're going to be tying an old classic called the Dunkeld. I have done a salmon version, so if you want to see that, have a look at the salmon and sea trout playlist. Today we're going to be tying the trout version, or the wet fly version, which is, it uses the same materials but obviously it's on a smaller hook and it's just a little bit more fiddly because of that. So in order to tie this fly, in the vise we have a Camazan B405 in size 10. You can do it on a 12 if you want to. I find tying wet flies on anything smaller than 12 is rather difficult. If you guys can do it, great, all the best to you, but we're going to stick with a size 10. Now for the, we have to tie a tinsel body with this pattern, so we're going to be using a Mylar tinsel by Uni in gauge 14 or 1/32 of an inch. It's silver this side that you can see, but it's also gold on the other side, and we'll be using the gold side. To rib the fly, we're going to be using a very fine gold wire in size 27 by Vineyard. The thread is a black Uni thread in 8/0. For the tail, we're going to be using some golden pheasant. I've got a full crest here. I just need a single feather. For the hackle, we're going to be using a hot orange Indian cockcape. And we're going to be using some of the smaller feathers up this end. And then for the wing, we're going to be using some bronze mallard. And there we go. Quite a few ingredients, but it produces a very effective pattern for brown trout especially. You could use it for small sea trout as well. So I'm going to come in at the eye. And to keep, the idea is you have to keep your turns even. And I'm going to take that down to where the bend starts, so that it hangs between the point and the barb on this particular pattern of hook. Now the B405 is my favourite pattern of hook to tie wet flies, but you could tie these patterns on a B170, a B175, which is a heavy gauge wire, and there is a specialist sprout hook as well that I can't remember the code for in Camazan, but any of your normal medium shanked hooks should do the job. The key with wet flies is to have a fairly large eye, and if you can get a pattern with a pattern of hook with a large eye, it does make the tying of a wet fly a lot easier. These are quite light, these are quite small eyes. So we're going to get ourselves a nice looking feather off the golden pheasant crest. And they have a natural curl to them, so you want to try and utilise that if you can. Now if you're struggling to get golden pheasant, you can use, you can get an Indian cockcape in yellow. And in fact, before I could get hold of golden pheasant, that's exactly what I did. Now you want the tail to be about the same length as the body, and you want to try and keep it so it's curling up. So use a pinch turn to lock it in place, and there we go. And once that's in, you're going to trim that the length of the body, leaving a head length. There we are. And then we're going to tie in our wire. Now with the wire, when you take it off the spool, make sure it's under tension all the time. Don't let go of it. And you only need a short length. And then put it straight back into the clip, because it'll just spring off and go everywhere. You'll never get it on the spool again properly. I'm going to offer the wire up You want it the length of the body, and tie that in, and then we're going to tidy up. And you should end up with a fairly even body. So then you're going to get your tinsel. I need a fairly long length of it because we're going to go down and then back up again. So you want to tie it in so it's silver side up. Like so, and then when you turn it over it will show the gold side. And you're going to do touching turns, not overlapping turns. As you approach the point of the hook, just pop your finger there and bring it round. There we go. Do a full turn at the butt. And then move up the shank. With touching turns again. And then tying at the head. Trim away, and you start ribbing with the wire. That just protects the tinsel body. And then tie that in. And just hold your thread tight. Give the wire a wiggle. And it will eventually break. Just tough this bit of wire. There we go. And just tidy the head area up just a little bit, ready for your hackle. Probably go back just a little bit further. There we go, that will give us enough room for the hackle. And a fraction long bit will do. There we go. Pull off all the rubbish, and I don't know what it is with that particular cape. There's a lot of black to it. There we go, that's in. Trim away. Then get your hackle pliers. And you want 3 turns. 3 turns is normally enough. Seems to be the best number for it. That's 1, 2, 3. There we go. I'm going to brush the fibres back. Just to sweep them back, ready for your wing. There we go. Now luckily the wing is fairly simple on this particular pattern. It's just a single chunk of bronze mallard you want to put in, really. So we'll cut that off. Pinch turn. There we go. Might be able to get a bit more in there actually. Get rid of as much of it as you can. Brush everything back. Come to the eye. And then start forming your head. And then we'll finish. Trim away, and there we are. That's the Dunkeld. I'm just going to varnish it to finish. Now I am a massive fan of traditional wet flies, both tying and fishing with them. Sometimes the old ways are the best. Check out the video description for a full write-up on this one with the history of the fly as well. And there we have it. That is the Dunkeld. Thank you all very much for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye for now.